Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're jumping into something pretty interesting in the world of online shopping. Specifically, cheap football jerseys.
Hmm.
Or soccer, depending where you are.
Oh, yeah.
We're looking at Joyfball.com. It's this site selling club kits, retro shirts, international jerseys, all super cheap, often under like $30.
$30, yeah. That's the number that catches your eye immediately.
It really does. And that's our mission today, basically, is this site, which claims to ship all over the world, a hidden gem for fans? Or is it, just another online trap that looks good on the surface?
Well, the surface does look good. That's the first thing you notice. The website itself, it's clean, looks professional. They talk a lot about passion for the sport, making jerseys accessible. It feels legit at first glance.
But maybe too good. That's the immediate red flag for me. When you see official kits going for $100 plus,
Okay.
and these guys are selling them for $25, $30,
Yeah.
you immediately think, okay, these have got to be replicas, right?
Yeah.
Unlicensed ones.
Oh, almost certainly. I mean, at that price, they have to be. The real question isn't if they're replicas, but maybe how they manage it and what corners are being cut. It points to skipping quality control, basically, tapping into supply chains where volume is everything, precision not so much.
Right. So it's less about a good deal and more about variance. Like, you don't know what you'll actually get.
Exactly. It's a high variance model. Profit comes from volume, not consistent quality. That explains pretty much everything that follows with customer experiences.
Okay, so let's look at those experiences. We checked out what people are saying. The site's got a 3.7 out of 5 on Trustpilot.
Yeah.
Nearly 500 reviews.
Yeah, 3.7. It's not terrible, but it's not great either. It's solidly mixed.
What does that translate to, practically?
Well, think
me.
about it like this. Maybe a 60% chance you're happy, but a chunky 40% chance you run into problems. That uncertainty, that's the real story.
But some people are happy. We saw quite a few positive comments, people getting jerseys in maybe 2 or 3 weeks. And they're saying the quality is surprisingly okay. Decent fabric, stitching looks all right, even the tags look kind of authentic.
Yeah, there are definitely success stories.
We even saw this one post, I think it was on Reddit. Someone ordered an old Kaká jersey and a current Barcelona one. Said both arrived, quote, perfect condition.
Right, so it can work out. Those are the ones that keep people trying, I guess. But then you have the other side of that 3.7 rating, the red flags, and they are pretty significant.
Like what? What's the main complaint?
Customer service is a big one. People report that if something goes wrong, getting help is tough. Support might be unhelpful, slow, sometimes even rude, especially if you're trying to cancel or change an order after you've paid. If you fall into that unlucky 40%, you might just be stuck.
Okay, that's not great. What else?
Transparency, or rather the lack of it. There's no physical address listed anywhere, no phone number, just an email contact form. For a site shipping globally, that's, well, it's a major warning sign in e-commerce. Makes it hard to hold them accountable.
Yeah, that feels a bit shady.
And then there's the product itself and the shipping. It's all over the place. Shipping times can be anything from 2 weeks to over a month. Tracking info is often vague, doesn't update properly. And the jersey quality. Because there's likely zero effective quality control, it varies wildly. Some look great, others have bad stitching, poor printing, weird sizing. It's the luck of the draw, really. You're buying from an unregulated production line, essentially.
So, putting it all together,
Mm-hmm.
what's the final verdict for someone thinking about clicking buy?
Based on everything we're seeing, joyoffball.com isn't really a scam in the traditional sense, right? Like, people usually get something in the mail.
Usually, yes. You're likely to receive a jersey.
But it's definitely not what you'd call 100% trustworthy either. It feels like a calculated risk. You're trading reliability for a very low price. That's a good way to put it, a calculated risk. So if you do decide to try it, you need to go in with your eyes open. Use a payment method with strong buyer protection like PayPal or a credit card. Don't use a debit card.
Good advice.
And just expect replica quality. Don't expect official merchandise standard. Understand that your result could be great or it could be disappointing. It really depends on where you land on that 3.7 average.
Right. So at the end of the day, the decision for you, the listener, is pretty clear. Are those big savings on an unlicensed kit worth the gamble? Are you willing to risk unpredictable quality, potentially long waits, and maybe zero helpful customer support if things go wrong?
Yeah, and it makes you think, doesn't it, about the wider market? When the price for expressing your passion getting that team jersey drops under $30, how much uncertainty, how much risk are fans actually willing to put up with for something that's, let's be honest, clearly not the official product? It's an interesting question about value and fandom.